Hey everyone, it's Matthew here at Midland Pictures. Today we're talking about an f2.8 Canon L series wide-angle zoom lens that's perfect for vlogging or in-studio filming and it cost me less than $500. Shocking, I know. Let's do this.
Save it for conversation.
Alright, fine, it's not a brand new lens, I bought it used, but that really is the only catch. So a little context. Pain, folks. Good old pain. It's been a common refrain on the channel. When you have pain, you have a problem. Problems need solving. And usually that means buying gear. So my pain this time around was twofold. My in-studio work just doesn't look quite as good as I want it to when using my 17 to 40mm f4 Canon L series wide-angle zoom lens. Great lens, really happy with it when I'm vlogging outdoors, really love it for photography, but here in the studio it's tight, it's cramped, and I don't have a lot of angles where there's good depth in the shot, and that means that my background at f4 just isn't blurred out enough to create some really nice separation between me and the background. And you might be thinking, Matt, we haven't noticed that at all, it looks fine, what's the big deal? Why spend more money on gear? And to that I say, it'll make me feel better. I mean, that's really all it comes down to. Sure, I could get by with the 17 to 40, but I know the 16 to 35mm f2.8 Canon L series, the first lens in the coveted and proverbial holy trinity of Canon zooms. I know that 16 to 35 is out there, working for other creators, making their in-studio shots look crisp with nice blurry backgrounds and beautiful bokeh. And I want it, damn it. But it costs $2,199 brand spanking new. Just get it used on eBay. Yeah, they sell for about $1,500. Okay then, get the older version, duh. Those go for about $700 to $900, which is certainly more doable, and I was giving it some serious thought. And then the eBay gods shone down upon me and suggested a nifty little lens from days long past, a lens that seems to only be available from sellers in Japan, but regularly sells for under $500. And behold, I discovered an f2.8 Canon wide-angle L series zoom lens that I had never heard of before. But before I show it to you, just gonna take one quick second to remind you that if you're liking this video, please give it a like. And if you're not subscribed, I mean, of course you're subscribed, right? It's okay if you're not. Just click subscribe down there. Yeah, the red button. All is good. Welcome to the channel, and thank you for your support. Okay, here it is. The Canon 17 to 35mm f2.8L USM zoom lens. You will solve my problem. You, the chosen one, will take away my pain and give me the buttery soft blurred backgrounds I've longed for. All for the final sale price of $439.99. Surprised? Yeah, I was too. So was my 17 to 40 f4. It's okay, little friend. You'll find a new home soon. So since acquiring this lens, I have filmed exactly 0 new videos, and today is a great opportunity to demonstrate the difference between the 17 to 40 f4 and the 17 to 35 f2.8. And really the only one I care about is that extra depth of field. I'm not gonna get all technical and pull up chart lens aberration things and examine the difference in the bokeh. No, I'm not gonna do that. This is more for those of you out there who want the cheap version of the 16 to 35 because that wide angle works great for vlogging and the 2.8 aperture is better than a 4. And because we can't stand having anything less than the best, except for when the best costs $2,199. So let's start with the cons. This lens is old. It was made by Canon between 1995 and 2001, and if you buy it used on eBay, it may be difficult to know if you're getting a newer one or an older one. If there are subtle differences over the years as it was produced, I don't know them, and honestly I'm too lazy to research to find out. If that's something that matters to you, perhaps you can figure out how to tell when it was made. But even if you get one of the newest ones, it's still 20 years old, and of course you can only buy used, so you're always at the mercy of how well the owner or owners cared for it. Scratches, dust and debris, fungus. Now I lucked out. Mine seems basically flawless. But here's another big con. This lens is not an IS lens. An IS, as we all know, stands for image stabilization. But neither is the 16 to 35 f2.8, so that's good. Another small con, because as far as I could tell, a lot of these were being sold from Japan. You've got to pay a little more in shipping cost to get it here. Shipping for me was around $30, but they did ship via FedEx and it got here in like 2 days, which was awesome. So that's all I've got so far for cons. Now the pro, the only thing I care about, f2.8. Now let's look at the difference. All right, so here we have the Canon L series 17 to 40mm USM lens. f4 lens, and you can see the background, even way in the back, is not terribly blurred out. We've got this at the lowest aperture setting, f4, and it just doesn't have a ton of depth of field. And also, just for reference, here's the 17-40 all the way at 40 millimeters. Keep in mind, the C300 Mark II is a Super 35 sensor, and these are full frame lenses. So let's switch to the 17-35 f2.8 and see the difference. So what you should be seeing is a little bit more of a blurred background. Again, this is the 17-35 f2.8 versus the 17-35 f4. We're at about 26 millimeters on the 17-35, and this gives you an idea of what the difference is between an f2.8 and an f4. Now let's go to 35 millimeters, the extent of zoom that the 17-35 can do. So there you have it, 35 millimeters all the way zoomed in on the 17-35 at an f2.8. Now this lens has almost the exact same form factor as the 17-40 f4. Very subtle differences. Still has a 77 millimeter diameter, so any screw-on filters you have will work on this lens as well. It's EF mount, manual and autofocus. It is a USM lens, so if you're in autofocus and want to quickly manual focus the camera, it will override the autofocus temporarily while you move the focus ring, which comes in handy for me when taking photos. Now when I purchased this, it did not come with a lens hood, whereas my 17-40 did. Does the 17-40 lens hood work on the 17-35? It sure does. Do I ever really use it? No. But if I didn't have it, of course I'd want to use it all the time. Anyway, that's not really that important. So is there anything else? We talked price, went over the pros and cons, showed the differences between it and the 17-40. Honestly, I think that's it. If you're looking for a budget-friendly Canon L series f2.8 zoom lens, look no further than the 17-35 that I literally never knew existed. So like, share, subscribe, click all the things. Until the next one, I will see you soon.